Hey guys, back with another Echoing Thoughts podcast here, episode number 87. Patch day. Probably the biggest patch for good and for bad in ever in the game. This may be the one that ends it for everybody. We're going to get into it. This has got people fired up like I've never seen before. I've seen people, get mad about rebalances and all these different things, not getting rebalances. But this one, cherry on top. I mean, this is the one that might be the end. So we'll get into it. Just a lot to unpack. I'll try to get through the patch notes quickly so I can really break down what the real controversy is and what the real frustration is from a lot of people and my take on it, right? Because I think that it is a very, tough conversation to have. And I think that I need to use my platform, kind of just to shed light on it because this kind of needs to be heard. All right, so September update 2024. This one might go down in history for a lot of different reasons. There's some big changes, right? Profile picture, item slot, pretty cool. You can kind of add this in here. It looks like they're going to add, this is like a new thing they're going to add in eventually. So this is just the beginning of that. Nothing really to see there. Funny, one of the initial updates teasers was this. EXP from 300 to 350 literally gets one line. That's just how big this patch was. Huge rebirth flame options. So this is the controversy. Straight up, this is just it. If everyone's done flames before, they know how, lack of a better term, toxic flames are. Just absolutely brutal. So right here is the big ones. Defense ignore rate. So we'll dive into what that is if you don't know what it is, but it is the stat in the game for endgame. And I'll go through the math and the numbers to kind of showcase how impactful it really is. But this is the game breaker, right? And for anyone that's done flames, re-rolling one line, two lines of anything is absolutely brutal. And this was just, unlimited packages, mythic packages, legendary packages of flames. Yeah, this is going to, break the bank or cause people to quit, essentially. But also final damage increase for legendary, for weapon and secondary weapon, and then android as well. So 3 pieces give final damage. And the interesting part is there's some overlap here, right? Like shoulders and outfits used to give physical attack. And now they're going to go defense, ignore enemy defense. So if you want to do any endgame bossing, we talked about it before, this is what you're going to have. And I'll show you kind of what it represents as far as max damage cap and what it really does. But stick around for that. That is the big discussion here. And they added in more stuff, removed some stuff, mezzos, drop rate, things like that. They added in, or they removed that, but they also added in all these things. So you'll see a lot of magic defense, physical defense, just nonsense. Just remove it. But yeah. Then this is what they also mentioned in the teasers sort of leading up to this. We knew this was coming. We didn't know what these numbers were, but 3%, 4%. So 10% is what we're getting for this, for Absolabs, max 7 set. And then Mythic Secondary, 4%. So this is changing the economy, right? This is impactful as far as how expensive Absolab stones get, Stigma stones, weapon stones, and then Mythic Secondaries, kind of resetting the economy a little bit, the market. And then another thing, right? On top of the ignore enemy defense we're going to get more cap. Well, potentially, right? But this is a game changer. Again, frustrating a lot of people. Magnificent Souls. People rerolled armors multiple times for final damage, for all these things, because, they just recently buffed Mag Souls max damage cap. So people at Peer or whatever, RA, were now rerolling to Commanders and then the higher Commanders because of the significant increase in cap difference, right? And then they reroll their souls, their final damage souls on top of that. So it's a big thing. And the economy kind of fluctuates here and there for that. But because of that, and this is even more, right? More cap. So yeah, I mean, 2 for 1. The amount of things that you can improve on is just right now. They threw a lot at us. They just did. Straight up, they did. Good or bad, you can have your own take. I have my take on it, but yeah, the potential is there. But man, it's just brutal that they. It's just another option here. More RNG. Just tough. Just tough. So the gap between whales and mega whales and everyone else is just going to keep growing. Just going to keep growing. And then Legion, huge. Love this. This is something we've been waiting for. We've expected from a week or two ago. So this is the thing. Just rearrange your Legion blocks. I'll kind of showcase my Legion blocks later on to help you guys kind of get a good idea. But I'm missing some stuff. I'm short EXP here for 20%. I think I'm missing some boss attack, crit damage. So there's room to grow. And it doesn't have to be perfect right away. But you can have... And here's what I saw. This matched what... I think this matched what I represented. I showed last week in the podcast, matching KMSM. These definitely did match. But... yeah, so you got to rearrange it a little bit. It's interesting, though. They created presets for it. Or, like, I guess no presets. So, yeah. You're going to have your training one and your bossing one as well. So you want to rearrange that to have your HP and things like that set up. That's going to take some time, but just set it and forget it once that. Then Legion is the other big one. Or Link Skills, sorry, is the other big one. They give presets here. So you can go in the top right corner, presets, 1, 2. But the annoying part is they didn't add it to the actual preset, like our bossing and training preset. So you have to go into this tab and go to preset and then click on the preset that you want. A little bit annoying. Yeah, it's like you have to go through here, presets 1, 2, 3, and then click apply preset here versus just having it in our normal presets with like our training and stuff and appearance and all that stuff. So a little annoying, but this is how you set it up. I'll show mine as well to give you guys insight of what I did, what the best ones are. But yeah, it's a lot easier, user-friendly, and they give you 15 now, right? Instead of 12. It used to be 12, so you get extra ones here. And so there's just more options. I like it. Huge. Huge for sure. And then it applies to also all your mains. There's no like transfer timer, things like that. So applied set bonuses here. That's nice. Transfer rules. Yeah, see. You can transfer up to 10 times a day, and the first 5 transfers are free. 5 transfers are after 100. 10 mil? Interesting. Jeez, okay. Is 10 mil a lot? Yeah. What? Okay, anyways. Max possible transfer expansions. Increase, so yeah. So I talked about that. Presets. When you apply preset button, the following settings configured pop up displayed. When applying a preset, transfers of any link skills not included will automatically cancel. Okay, so yeah, like I said, you can go through all this, but it's not that complicated. Then this event, if you don't know, if you want to play the game, play the game. But the most like time consuming or the most efficient way is to just draw. Draw gives, for this one right here, the draw gives 200 coins, and you both just draw. It's really quick, 5 seconds, and then you do it 3 times. Bingo bango, same as a win. So, I mean, take the risk. You lose, it's a pain. I just take the draws. So hopefully you guys pick up on that as well. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Nice little shop here. Experience nodes 2. We'll take that. Right, that's nice. Exalt reduction, always got to take that. So there's some good stuff in here. Typical event shop. Nothing crazy. I like the CRA tickets as well. Only 1 this time, but item preview, damage skin. I think this is a repeat chair. And then the burning event. So I wish they gave us a new character. Why did they give us a new character slot? But so people are talking about what they should do. Everyone's situation is different, whether they should do a new character or a lower level character and try to get to 200, or like a high level 180, 190 level character and try to get that to 200. It really depends on your situation, what you need. like how much time you're planning on investing in it. For me personally, I think getting to like 150 from level 0 is much less stressful and much easier to do without burning. While like getting from like the last 10 levels from like 190 to 200 is absolutely brutal. So I'll take that burning any day of the week to get to level 200. And sometimes like I just don't have time to, I don't want to take away from my mains perma EXP. So like I wouldn't even get 10 levels from like, I'm trying to get my Hayato from like 188 to 200. It's not going to look very good, but we'll see. Depends how much days I do and things like that. But that's the route I'm going to take. But I really think it depends on your situation and how much you're really going to invest in it. There's no really wrong answer. Just, both are valuable. It's burning event. We'll take what we can get, right? All this stuff, just free character growth, things like that. We'll take that. More nodes, crystals, EXP, Rebirth Alchemy. If you're doing the flames, get your 10 flames in here first, right? It takes about 13 unique flames to get one legendary. There's a max of 10. So you can get 10, craft 10 legendaries. So take advantage of that first, like the event. Don't be buying packages. Sometimes free-to-play flames work best. So definitely want to do that. Cash App, new pets, new keys. Look out for those keys and also the pet foods. If the prices go down, jump on that for the extra PA and HP. New packages, yeah, the same stuff. Face mannequins. Ooh, there was, did I pass by? Custom packages. Unlimited. Look out. That's how you know cash grab. Unlimited. Cash grab. Legion boost. This was interesting. Legion boost. I haven't really looked into it, but it kind of caught my eye when I did the patch notes. But crystals. And this was pretty cool. Gold hand, hair. Some of these are nice. I like this one, the sparkling fairy one. I thought it was pretty. Like there's some girl ones here for the men. But yeah, these are some nice ones. I kind of like them. I don't know if these are duplicates. I'm not really tuned in on the fashion stuff, but they seem pretty nice. And the faces as well. Yeah, the hairs are pretty cool in my opinion. And there's some sneaky stuff in here at the end, right? That people probably did not pick up on. This one was huge. So fair trade. Essentially what this means is you can use fair trade on Damien and Lucid now. So you don't have to toggle it off and things like that. It makes it a lot easier just to get, not have to worry about that. Other than that, I think that was it. Oh, there was some fixes where additional defense ignore rate was being applied higher than normal. I've seen like Shades, Fire Poison Mages, Evans had some of that, so nerf. But they probably won't see it without the ignore enemy defense changes. But yeah, there's some other stuff in here. I kind of really didn't look into it too much, but what it was sent to me kind of was that I noticed was that one and then the altar thing. So quick patch notes review. That was pretty much it, but we're going to get even deeper into this because I want to kind of share with you what exactly ignore enemy defenses is. I've talked about it before, but we got some math to back it up and why people are really blowing up about this. We'll be right back. All right, so now we're going to get back into ignore enemy defense and what exactly it is, how to do the calculations, just the math behind it. I think people get pretty confused on what ignore enemy defense is, and I just learned about it yesterday. So shout out to all the smarter people than me that have helped me figure this out so I could share with you and not sound like an idiot. But Staccato, the Paladin, was the main one that kind of helped me with this and shared his big brain on how to do this. So basically, this is a lot of math, right? But basically what I did was the calculation is as such, right? So for example, Mythic Secondary Weapon gives 4% ignore enemy defense. But it's not exactly 4%. You have to put it into the calculator, and this is how they get it. So there's a character stat, like if you see with Defense Match 4, when it procs in-game, it says 25%, but if you actually look at your stats bar, it's not going to be 25%, right? Because there's a math calculation, and this is what it is. You don't need to know this, but this is how they get their number. So this one is modifier. Every piece of item or every different source of ignore enemy defense is tracked differently. So it's always 1 minus mythic secondary ignore enemy defense, 4%. Dom pendant, whatever that is. Absolute force set, 10%. Or 3%, 4%. So it's not exactly 10%, right? Because it's 1 minus and doing all the math, right? But essentially it's not much off. It's just decimal places, decimals of percents. But that comes into play, right? You just have to understand that. So this math, and then obviously DS4 here, the skill IED as well, each flame armor, like you can't just do the hat and the shoes and the gloves all have to be separate in the math. So like 1% of 1% is like 0.99%. So it's not a huge difference, but that's where they get the number from. And this is the IED that you'll see in game after they do these calculations. This is how they get it, right? So with that being said, this is how you calculate your max damage cap lines. And this is, you can do fog training. This has all been confirmed based on what you see in fog training and different bosses, and how this is how this very, very smart people that I just cheat off of figure out how much ignore enemy defense is in Arc and in Lotus and in Lucid and all the new bosses. So big brains do all this. I'm just here to be the voice. But so max damage cap, your lines is how you do it if you want to do it yourself is put your max damage cap in here times 1 minus boss defense. So boss defense for Arc is 20%, Lotus, Damien, Lucid is 40%, and Will is 60%. And then Covert and Mulong, I think, are 100%. Stage 6 and floors 44 and 40, 45. So that's where it's going to have the biggest impact the higher the ignore enemy defense is. So boss defense, 1 minus IED. So it's not 0.0 IED. I guess it is, right? Math, percentage, right? So, and then the 15 comes from the ignore enemy defense from the skill. The V skill or the boost node, your main skills all have 15% ignore enemy defense when they are maxed, level 30 for V skills, and then obviously level 40 plus for trios, right? And then, so this is without DS4, and then with DS4, Defense Smash 4, which gives 25%, you just add in this last little equation here and that's where it all is. So this is all spot checked. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. This is what you got to know, right? Or if you want to do the math yourself. So what I did, and this is why everyone, all the mega whales are pissed and frustrated and quitting. We have, like, in our server alone, our number 1 paladin quitting, number 1 dual blade quitting, number 1 ice lightning mage probably quitting, Ed, number 1 nightwalker, maybe quitting. The other nightwalker in shelter, number 1, already quit. Another wind archer, top shelter player, quitting season. Like I said, last month, this month, this may take people over the top for real. And that's just in our server in general. So this is why these are very, very smart people that know the math, and this is why they're pissed, because they have to. If they actually, they don't have to, but they know how impactful this patch is for Flames and ignore enemy defense, how important this one skill is, one stat. So look at this, right? So I did the math, put it in my math. So I got, my cap is 58.9 mil cap. Pre-patch, I just had my Dom pendant, SF Star Force 5, 3.5 ignore enemy defense. So that's where I get this value in. This is 15% from my main skill, right? I'm hitting 39 mils. In Lotus, in Will, I'm hitting 29.9. With Defense Smash 4, 44. With Defense Smash 4, 37. Okay? And so this is, don't mind this. This is just me comparing at 67 mil cap, right? So this is pre-patch at 3.5 ignore enemy defense. Currently, I'm at 33.08 ignore enemy defense post-patch. I'll talk about how I got that, but That's where I'm at. So without DS4, 45.5 mil lines. So this is a jump of almost 6 mil lines for my minimum lines. The smallest lines I can do capped is 6 mil more. With Defense Match 4, it's up to 48, almost 49 mil. Just 4.5 mil cap increase. So 30% ignoring defense gave me these numbers. Almost 6 mil, almost 4.5 mil per line. This is, and to put this into even more context, this is not raw cap. To get these lines, like if you were to get increasing cap, it's probably 40%. So let's say 10 mil cap, 10 mil cap, raw cap to get this to translate into actual bossing with boss defense, right? That's absurd. And look at Will. 60% ignore me defense, almost 9 mil lines more, 14 mil more lines with Defense Smash 4. And trust me, I fact checked this. You can look at the equations, right? This is what I did. All I did was change this from 4 to 6. And this is all true. Like this is all what my numbers say. And then I went up to 0.3308, 0.3308 with Defense Smash 4. So trust me, I could not believe these numbers when I first did it. I had to look at this so many times. And it's right. So, but that's just insane. Right? This is why they know the mega whales are pissed because they invested a ton of resources and money into rerolling flames. Flames, 2 lines flames, mythic, legendary, no matter what it is absolutely a sinkhole. And now they have to do it all over again. It thinking about it pisses me off. Right? And I can't even imagine what other people are thinking. How much more they invested in it. Right? So I totally get what they're feeling because they know what's the next chance that Nexon's going to do this again. What's to say that they're not going to just next year, 2 years from now, do the same exact thing? And look, they're doing it for souls as well, right? They increase the max damage cap. So people have to reroll to higher bosses or, for more cap. And then they reroll to final damage because that was the best. And now they have to reroll it again to max damage cap. It's just, there's layers to this. Layers and layers and frustration. And this is, for a lot of people, this is the last straw. They're already 1 foot out the door. Probably already think about quitting, but this just takes them over the top. And I get it. Right? This is just, and this is where I think I'll talk about it later. But let's just focus on this. So you're probably like 33%. How did I get that? Right? That's a lot, right? I had to reroll. I got a few 2 lines in there, but most of them are 1 line. Absolab 7 set gives me about, just under 10%. Mythic secondary gives me 14%. So let's look at something more realistic, right? For most people. So this is my Demon Slayer, 27.89 mil cap. I would say it's okay, right? Pre-patch, I was at 3.5%. I think I was at 3.2. But we'll just go with 3.5, right? Actually, we'll just do 3.2. Because I have so 3.2, I was hitting this lines pre-patch. Post-patch, I got 11.3. So no Absol set bonus, no mythic secondary weapon. This is 4 pieces. It cost me a pack and a half, so $60 to 4 pieces, 1 line. I got almost 8%, 8% more ignoring me defense. So that's realistic. It's not breaking the bank by any means. And the gains, right? So now I'm hitting 19 mil, 21 mil, 700K more and 500K more. That seems realistic, right? See, that seems fair. And I just want to show you kind of 2 levels, right? And it's still so impactful, just insane, right? So this is an interesting time. right? The people are taking it two different ways. People are just kind of rolling with the punches. We'll be right back, and I'll kind of give my opinion on this, kind of a more in-depth breakdown. All right, so I just broke it down, right? Did the math for you guys, kind of showcased how impactful ignoring mid defense is. I just wanted to give my take, right? And for me, Flames is my kryptonite. That is my sinkhole. That is something that I just get way too invested in. I went Mythic Flames on my outfit, own made, double PA, right? I re-rolled from Mythic EXP Flames when that was good to HP MP for my build. I've went through it all, full circle. Like if anyone is spent, invested in Flames, Mythic Flames can say a little bit too hard, it's been me, right? And I'm gonna say I was no different this time. I just get, yeah. I mean, people know Flames are hard and they are expensive, and it is hard. The low probability of getting 2 lines is rough, right? We all know the math, we all get it, and yet we still do it. And so, but I still find it fun for some reason, right? There's like a thrill, and that's kind of why I play, right? And everyone has their own budget. Everyone has their own limits. And so I just want to share, what I did on my Demon Slayer, because this is bare minimum for still kind of maximum gains, right? So like I said, I have 27 mil, just under, 27 mil cap, 11.35 ignoring mid defense, right? So 3.2 comes from Dark Pendant. And then I just, one line, 2.4%. Now this is very lucky, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm very fortunate. This one even got a crit damage line for. We'll take that, 2.4 again. 1.8 crit damage, didn't even notice that. Like I wasn't even going for this, a good second line. I was just going for one line of defense, ignore me defense. And those are the 4 pieces, right? My tips on what to do, what I would prioritize is if you have 2 lines of these, like I didn't reroll this one because it's only 1 line, but my priority for a physical attack user would be belt and then cape, right? Because that's the best in slots there is crit rate. And if you fair trade 99% of the time, anyway, 100% of the time, so you don't really need crit rate as much. And then I would go these 3, right? Because if you did your Legion, if you have the Legion right, you just got 15% or almost 15% crit damage and 15% boss attack in your Legion. And if you didn't, that's one way to get that crit damage back, right? So, and you can get 1 line of it. You can get 1 of each and huge, right? So I would just take 1 line, use the event flames, right? And don't have to buy the packages. Go through this, alchemy, get this first. I bought a few, I didn't have enough unique flames, but this is something you can work through. You can work, right? And I think, yeah, if you do bosses on alts, you can transfer unique flames over, right? And so, and even here, you can transfer it over. So you get a max of 10 legendaries. There's about 13 unique flames. Oh, let's see if I can do this. No, not even close. Yikers. But yeah. Yeah, so use these first. Use the event flames first, right? Do the right pieces. Keep the physical attack. And I wouldn't even touch these for final damage. If you have a second android that has 2 lines, then you can go like, I don't even have 2 lines on this one. A second android, so you don't mess this up, right? Second android, 2 lines, then you can go final damage with like spare flames, right? But that's the route I would take to kind of minimize. Take your time. We're going to get more flames. You're going to get more things like that over time. Don't break the bank. Don't break the bank. And for mag souls, that's even lower priority in my opinion. I'm not even going to touch that. The price is going to be way too high and it's going to be overpriced in my opinion. Just like how when the weapon max damage cap souls got buffed, people were going crazy on mag souls, arcs, magnets, and then it went back down, right? With gap, golden apple, and things like that, it goes back down. So be patient. And I'm trying to tell myself this. I wish that I told myself this before this morning, but learn from me. And I kind of use my Demon Slayer as like the bare minimum, but still maximum gains. We'll try to get as much gains as possible because progress is progress. And my thinking is that, a lot of people were upset about a lot of different things for this, whether it's rerolling flames, whether it's the mag souls and being frustrated, having to go to final damage and then have to go through that all again for cap, or just a combination of both. It's like giving everything all at once. And my take is, that I totally get it. It is a lot. It was extremely overwhelming. It feels like way too much, right? They could have just done this one month and one the next month. But it felt like the game was in a place right now, prior to this, that the only way to progress and actually do more content was to wait for rebalance or to Radiant Exalt. Like the difference between a level 40 and a level 50 piece of armor, Chaos, Absolab, Necro, that's where the gains are being made. And Exalting is horrible. Exalt reduction is horrible. We all know that, right? So this just gives you another avenue to progress. And you can see the results. I showed you the math. I showed you the data. And it's something, right? And if you could just get some sort of like one piece, one flame here, one flame there over time using the events, it's going to be beneficial. And that's kind of what it's all about. Going at your own pace, going at your own, limits, and, enjoying the ride, right? I think what frustrates a lot of the mega whales is they got to be 2 lines everything. They just got to be the best and the biggest and the best. And I get it. I did it on my Paladin. And it's frustrating when you've done it repetitive and you don't know what Nexon is going to do just to get a cash grab, how they don't care about us. And I think that's what I wanted to use this platform for, right? Because I know, like if you haven't seen feedback, Truffle Lock X, Noodle Soup, and Ed, they're my will team, right? We've been running a long, long time. Good people, good friends, very smart. They're the biggest whales in the game, in my opinion. And for them to speak up and show their frustration, it feels like to me that it's only right for me to kind of support them, right? It's kind of like this is the only way that change can occur is when people that have, sway, in a sense, maybe not sway, but just have like some sort of platform and some sort of voice to speak up. It reminds me of that PC Maple when that guy stopped at level 300 before, and went on the whole rant, right? That brought eyes. Did it make change? Maybe not. But I went on here and said, like, I think it's very brave. And I think that I have nothing but respect for him. And I feel the same way for Ed and Truffle Locks because it takes a lot to do this, to speak up against big corporations. And so I fully support them. I wish that I could have got in on the boycott before I spent all my money on flames, but regardless, right? I think they have a point, and I think that it should be heard from multiple different places and we continue to put pressure on Nexon to listen to us, listen to the players, the player base, and the community, because at the end of the day, the ones that speak up the most are the ones that care the most, right? The ones that play the game, that actually enjoy the game. And if these people that care the most are starting to give up and starting to quit, then that's just not the way that it should be, right? So that's just my 2 cents, kind of a ramble, but I felt like this could be a huge moment in the game, and I didn't want to kind of stand back and not shed light on it, and kind of, I guess, do my part. All right, so the last thing I want to do was quickly just show my link skills and Legion. So I talked about before in the patch notes, but they have this preset option right here in the top right corner, right? Preset 1, I set mine up, and then preset 3 is blank. So this is my bossing one, and this is the ones that I used. So the main ones here are final damage, right? I'll just scroll through it, but final damage, HP is huge. Boss attack, this is a stacking one. And a lot of these are stacking, right? Pirates are stacking as well. Demon Slayer gives boss attack. So this is all I've got. Physical damage, final damage, more stacking, HP for the Kaiser, final damage, physical, final damage. And I chose crit damage here, and then I chose crit rate here, and buff duration, which is pretty nice. Stacking. These thief ones are all stacking as well. And then I chose crit damage. So there's a few options that I think I could have gone here. I could have gone arc, crit rate, and crit damage instead of the kinesis. I think that's totally fine. I have duplicates there of Kaisers, things like that. Not doing EXP. Phantom is a good one as well. It's the same as the kinesis, so it's 4% here. And then Phantom is 4% as well. So it's not either or. I think this is a duplicate, yeah. And then Cygnus Knights, these are all duplicates. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, shoot. Missed some stuff there. So perfect. So these are all stacking ones. Apply preset. And you can kind of just see what it is here. And then applied effects. So yeah. So this is what I got. Right? So this is for bossing for me on physical attack side. And then if you are, obviously, if you're a mage, Lumis are good. All the other ones, I think Angelic Buster is good as well. Yeah, anything gives magic damage over physical damage. Other than that, I think everything else is pretty standard. And then for training, right, the main ones you want to have obviously is fever kill rate advantage, just higher chance of fever proccing, especially if you have M-label pets. You want to have all these mage ones and the Spirit of Freedoms. That's for EXP and things like that. I just try to keep as many as possible. So Sia here. So let's go back to this, sorry. And then obviously for training, you don't need boss attack, but physical damage, yes. Physical damage, yes. Final damage, yes. Final damage. And then I always like crit rate. Final damage here as well. Final damage, physical damage. Crit damage, physical attack. So basically it's all the same, but instead of swapping out, instead of doing boss attack, I did like a physical attack and crit rate and things like that. Oh, sorry. Instead of boss attack, I did the party EXP and EXP ones. Right, so it's pretty similar. Same stuff, like physical damage, physical, final damage, crit rate, crit damage, and then you want this fever buff duration, and then these are the main ones, obviously. Okay, so that's for link skills. And then for Legion, pretty much the same, right? But you just want to orient your things so that now you have specific class categories to get this, right? So you go to applied effects here, Legion, and you just try to get the max. So for training, right, party XP is number 1 for 10%, and then EXP, I got to get this up to 20%, but I'm lacking there, right? And then obviously if you're having a hard time survive, the worst thing is waking up and you're dead in the party. So HP always helps, and then obviously crit damage here. Can max them out, but I would have to sacrifice some stuff. So the main things is right here, these two. You got to get these maxed in any way possible for EXP. And then for bossing, this is my grid. Not the prettiest, but whatever. But then again, I went here. HP was kind of the number 1 priority for me, and I'm just lacking some archers for boss attack and some crit damage here. I probably could swap something out here, but... And then the nice thing is here, it kind of shows you exactly what is assigned and what these things give. So that's nice. We'll take that. And I think, oh, here, I probably could swap this out. Remove block, and then give me a, I don't need HP. Don't need HP. Don't need party XP. Don't need EXP. Yeah, so I don't even have any more to put in there. And the HP I'm already capped out. So yeah, eventually, I don't know what I could do. So probably I'd have to level these up more. Wind Archer or these Xenons, these ones for the extra crit damage and boss attack because I'm lacking there. But yeah, something I can progress on, something I can work towards. So that's what I got. And then I get, if you don't know, 37 out of 36 because I have a PC Maple block. So I get an extra block. So there's that. And so, yeah, just a breakdown of links and legions, things like that. And yeah, hope this helps. All right, I just want to finish it off quickly by watching with you guys the first multi-mode Lotus clear in the world. Rubido, the GOAT, of course, the trailblazer of all content. Kind of been watching him since day one. And I mean, congrats to him. This is awesome to see. I haven't watched this actually, so I'm going to watch this kind of live here. But with the new changes, he's hitting hard. 55 mil lines without defense match 4. Crazy. But I actually tried Paladin on my Paladin to do this. And I was about 17% short. So not sure if I have just enough cap to get there, but I think I could do a few things better to at least get closer. The hard part for me is that Paladin's 10 minutes isn't as good as it used to be now that we have our echo changes. It used to be where like the 9th and 10th minute used to be we get all our cooldowns back up and be able to, kind of burst in that last window. But now with the 2 minute, the 60 seconds on, 60 seconds off, 9 minutes is kind of our best, not 10 minutes. So it's a little bit different gameplay. And I think Paladins might be a little short, or I might be a little short, but I think I could play a little bit better. But here, ooh, that was close. Unfortunate. Got to run back. Oh, God. I don't know if he's going to blink here. Oh, he tried to. Oh, that would have been sick. So Demon Impact, that purple skill right there, you can kind of blink. It's like V4 blink. Oh, clutch. Oh, is he going to die here? Yeah, that sucks. So his V4 right there allows him to be in iframe the whole time, but at the end of it, obviously, you got to keep the full duration. You can't leave early. And it just so happened that lasers were right on top of him. So that was unfortunate. Happened to me many, many times in like Mulong and Mugong. But, oh, clutch. Oh, nice. Meta came back up. Would have been a nice time to save that. But dang, he is cranking here. I think my first... Oh, that stun. That stun really messed him. But he's doing so much damage. Nice. Snake is up here. Should clear the bombs here pretty easily. Pro with the lasers, of course. Is he going to clear this in 4 minutes? I think I got here like around 5 minutes. So I think I could play a little bit better. Interesting strategy there. Kill it. Kill it. Oh, the last 5%. Oh, please. Kill it. Of course, it's always like that last 1%. Oh, yeah. If anyone's done Lotus, Really tried. That's like the last 1% is always the hardest. Lucky, nice. Because the bombs just overwhelm you. Nothing to clear it. So it's good to see that even then, you still got to know mechanics. Right? And you still. Oh, God, I thought he got stunned out of his V4. And look, he used his V4 there without defense smash 4. He just used it immediately. So that was probably, yeah, if he waited too long, he wouldn't have really gotten good value out of it. So interesting strategy there. EXP jewels on the knockback is clutch. Definitely need to remember to use that on my attempt. I wonder when he's going to stun here. So this is always the interesting part for me, trying to figure out how to and when to use your iframes. Like if you should use it aggressively. Oh, he's timing that perfectly for knockbacks, it looks like. I wonder if, no, that might be a full knockback. Or he's all curing purple. Rough. Again, Lotus, purple orb RNG is always, that's true. In my run, I didn't get any purple, so that's even worse. But yeah, purple orb RNG is kind of one of the make or breaks when it's always the sweaty runs at the end. So it's interesting to see like how much of a factor, how many purple orb phases he gets here. But he's absolutely crushing when he uses iframes as well. V4. Nice, got full value with DS4, pretty much right off a cooldown. So he's going to get one more use out of that before the end of the fight. Nice. So he didn't get purple orb phase there. He got the little teleport thing going in. Man, this is going to be sweaty. Yeah, there's no way my Paladin's going to be able to do this. I don't think. Oh, purple orb again. Yeah, so on top of the DPS, you got to get lucky. You need to get like platforms and the other one here. Because he can't use a stun either. He has to wait and hold it in case platform comes. What is he guarding there? Nice. Oh, tough. The 1-2 combo. Probably tried to use his iframe there, but was a little bit slow. He knew that was coming. Dang, our EXP jewel is so good here. There's platforms there. So now he can full on pop his burst. Is he going to pop his V4? He's not going to stun there. There it is, V4. Interesting. So he did not stun there. He used it kind of for another time. He's going to save his stun for another time. He's got a lot of cooldowns up. He got dark meta still. There's a... No, that's not stun. Oh. What is he going to do? Is he going to stun? Oh, there. Perfect. Platforms. Clutch. He has to stun here. There it is. Nice. Nice. Probably dark meta out of this. Just to be safe. Just to be aggro. Oh, tough stun there. Yep, dark meta. Snake. Clutch. Dang. Well played. Well played. Impenetrable here. Nice. Whoo. Insane. So good. So that is... How much HP is that? $3.4 trillion. Sheesh. Also, it's about 3 trillion. 300 bill over 10 minutes. That's tough. That's tough. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, insane. Congrats to him. I mean, this is all boss damage, but this is all with bombs as well. Woo. The GOAT. Congrats to him. Show him some love here. I mean, he's the best. That was well played. I'm sure the next one will be like 30 seconds faster just because that's how it goes. But man, so cool to see. And this is kind of, yeah. Congrats to him. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. And if you guys made it all the way to the end of the video, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe and join the Discord community. The Echo Clan community is growing, the best community in the game right now. And if you want to take your gameplay to the next level, improve your gameplay, do more damage, do more DPS, you definitely want to subscribe. The first 7 days are free and you're going to get full access to everything in the channel. So you definitely want to check that out. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys next time.